Let's continue with what we were doing here before. I don't know if there's anything you want to ask me. If there's anything you want to ask me, you can, something that you're not sure of with Scrabble.
I have a question.
Yes, Becky.
Does this software that you're using now give hints to better oneself?
Okay, it can. It does so, I think, at the end of the game. So what happened here was that the game ended, and it's been stored. And so I typed this person's name, Aiden's name, and I've accessed his history. And yes, I can ask the computer to give me suggestions for paid members. I think the membership is pretty low. I think it's about €5 or $5 a year with ISC. And if you're a paid member, you can press this light bulb, and it will show you the potential moves. So if I press it, it will tell me to become a member. Yeah. Examiner received tells only from contributory members. So I'm not a contributory member. So this one doesn't, unfortunately. So like I said to you, Woogles, the site I mentioned here, I don't want to bring it up because my computer's a bit slow. If I bring Woogles up, it's going to take, let me type it in and see how long it's going to take. Woogles. How quickly I can bring it up. Hopefully not long. Yeah, like I said, it's just the internet speed and my computing power. It'll come eventually, and when it comes, I'll show you. Okay. Now let's stick with this. So if you go to this particular site, Google's, there it's straightforward. You don't need to be like a paid member. It tells you the suggestions. All right. So have you investigated any online Scrabble? Okay. So yeah, I mean, there are quite a few places you can play. There's Google's. I mean, if I had to tell someone, I would tell someone to start with ISC or Google's. There are some other places you can play Scrabble, but it's very distracting. They made it so gimmicky with like gold coins and rewards, and it's just very distracting. Like if you go on the App Store on Android or on Apple, you type in Scrabble, there's a big, I think it's called Scrabble Go, but I'm not a fan of it at all. It's just lots of distractions. I think there's a helper on that as well. You can check that out, Scrabble Go. Does any one of you play Scrabble Go here? Aiden? No? Okay, I think it's better that way. I'm not a big fan of Scrabble Go myself. Yeah, so let's continue with what we were doing here. So like I showed you before, Hughes is something that could have been played. So that's 22 as well, all right? And the best way to form hooks is, now when I played gem before, it was a relatively easy hook. It's an easy parallel play because you made only one parallel play with the E, but you can make more than one. So let me show you a way to make more than one parallel play. So I'm going to make use of this W and the A, and then I'm going to do this now. I'm going to play R, E, D, the color red, but now that's definitely a parallel play because I made 3 words altogether, and parallel plays, okay, parallel plays involve consecutive 2-letter words. Okay, so that's what I've done. I've formed consecutive 2-letter words, EW and DA. All right, so that's another way to create more words, because if you make more words, you get the points for those words. All right, So that's so 16. And as you can see, there are some weird Scrabble words. Okay, so when you start getting into Scrabble, you need to be tolerant about the weird Scrabble words like you. Apparently, it's just the you sound that you make when you see something yucky. So you, and then da. I'm not too sure what it means. And for those of you who need to figure out what these funny words are, you should go to my site, Scrabbleman. So I have my own website, Scrabbleman. And then there's a tab on it that says resources. So go to the resources tab on Scrabbleman and go right to the bottom of the resources tab. Oh, sorry, because today I'm only using one internet connection because my phone just gave up. And that's why everything's a bit. Okay, sorry. So go to Scrabbleman. There's a resources tab on Scrabbleman, and go to the bottom of the page, and then you will see the two-letter word list, two-letter word list. So and you can learn all the two-letter words. Okay, not good today. Oh dear. Let's continue with this. Muses. Okay, now you see every time a word was played, it was always just one word. It's not that great. You don't score that much. Done. Okay. All right. Now this is what happened here. Now this is a very unique situation because now I think for the first time in the game, you can play a word that reaches up to a triple word square. Now, as a beginner, that's what you need to aim for. Triple word squares are the best places on the board to score words, to make words and to score points. All right. Now that it just happened. This is the first time that someone can make a word that connects to the triple word square. Well, actually, it started when they played muses. I think when you played muses as well, someone could have played a word this way. But now it's very obvious. Now you have to make a word that connects to the N. Is there a way? Is there a word there that you can anyone has seen? I can. Can anyone suggest the word? Okay, Bagit.
N.
Pen, of course. Yeah, that's a good word. So pen is a word. Now watch how many points that scores. That word scores 15. All right, just for those three letters. So because if you get near the triple word squares, you score a lot of points. Okay. All right. Then you have Kent. Now Kent scored 24 points, as you can see. Yeah, because 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 times 3, 24 points.
I didn't know that was possible.
Yeah, obviously Kent is a place in England, but it probably has a meaning on its own. Most of the words that you think are like in Scrabble, there's a rule where you can't play words that are proper nouns. Proper nouns are basically people's names and names of countries and places. You know, whenever you write a word in English with a capital letter, well, except for the first letter of a sentence, elsewhere, when you write a word, you write it with the first letter capital. So words like those you can't play in Scrabble, except for those words that have another meaning. Like, for example, the word Mark. It's somebody's name, but also it has another meaning. Yeah. How many marks did you achieve for the exam? Yeah. So those words you can play, but funny thing is, a lot of the words that you think are people's names, they actually mean something. Okay, they work out to be Okay, so a classic example is John. John is actually the bathroom. So the word John is allowed. All right. So so these words have funny meanings. I think even Japan is allowed. I don't know what, I forget. It's in fact even a verb. You can make Japan. So there's something to do with, yeah. So yeah, so Kent is a place in England, but it probably means something as well.
It's a dialect word for punt.
Oh, really?
But now I
Punt.
have to look up punt.
Punt is probably something like take a chance. You take a punt, like you chance your arm,
Okay.
like you, yeah.
I'm bilingual. I grew up bilingually in Austria with English and German.
Oh, nice, good.
Scrabble is just a fun way to get to know all the crazy English.
All right, nice, very good.
Yeah, kind of like what's possible in Scrabble in English. That's why Scrabble in German doesn't interest me. It's got
There is the version of
value
Scrabble.
for me.
All right. There is a version of Scrabble in German as well.
Yeah, of course, with a different letter distribution and different values, but I've never played it. It doesn't interest me. It seems too easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think now even like words that are in other languages sometimes are accepted in English. I'm very sure this is a word. This is an accepted word in the English dictionary. Yeah. So that's a German word, but it's in the English dictionary.
Yeah, that's why English is so funny.
Yeah.
It's just so acquisitive of other languages.
Yeah. I mean, guru is like an Indian word, but
yeah, but I've seen it in the dictionary, in the Scrabble dictionary, with GOOROO as well.
Yeah.
It's just so weird.
Yeah. So I can't think of any Malaysian words. Oh, gee, I'm sure there are in the English dictionary.
Ketchup.
What's the word?
Ketchup. Ketchup is from Malaysian, from a fish sauce.
Oh my gosh, you're good. Are you a linguist or someone?
No,
you do linguistics?
I just know a little.
Okay, very good.
Not it's from a Malaysian word. It's different maybe, but it's from a Malaysian word that is a fish sauce.
All right, very interesting. Very interesting that. Okay, thanks for enlightening us. Yeah, so be ready for surprises. You know, when you play Scrabble, you're always going to say, what are these words? And there's a funny one that goes like ARGH, and then there's AARGH, and I think there's all of these are words. I think there's even one like this, and then there's like BRR, and then if you're really upset, you can do BRRR. So
yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's move on. Okay, now it's a nice occasion for me to ask you guys a question. Okay, so there's IT on the board. So I want you guys to create a hook with IT and also play a word vertically down. So I'll give you a moment to think about it. Don't tell me the answer if anyone saw an answer, but you can think about it for a moment. Okay, Benali, just wait for the others. Okay, so who's found the word? I know my student Benali, you're a bit experienced, so let me ask the others, Benali. Arya, have you found a word?
No.
Aiden, did you find a word?
No.
Birgit, did you find a word?
Nope.
Okay, let's ask my student. I'm very proud of my student. Now she will show you why she's very good at Scrabble now, because I teach her. I'm just joking. No, she works very hard herself. Okay, so Ben Ali, tell us what word you found.
Sir, I would like to place the H in front of the IT and play hop downwards.
So the hook is created by the H, creates hit, and then she plays hop. All right. So that's a situation where you created a hook. Okay. All right. So you created a hook here. So you made two words, which is hop and hit. Yeah. So when you do hooks, you're going to form more than one word. All right. Now it's 16 points. All right. That's because the H, how much does each word score individually? Tell us.
Hop scores 8 points and hit scores 6 points.
Okay. 8 plus 6 makes how much?
14.
But the score we got was
20. Oh yeah, because the one of the O landed on the triple letter.
Then how much should the O score?
The O will be multiplied by 3.
That's right. How much is that? I can't show you anything else today because I'm using only one internet connection. I just checked whether my other sites have loaded. So yeah, we'll just stick to this today. But tell me, how much does O score there?
O scores 3 points.
Great, good. So that's 4 plus 3.
Plus 3.
Okay, that's how many points altogether for hop?
10.
10, good. And hit scores?
6.
6. That's why 16. Okay? Understood? Yeah. Good. Now, can you do something similar, guys? This is a very good example to discuss hooks. Can you find another word, but connect it somehow to it? Alan, you can also suggest. Oh, Alan's left. Alan's not with us. Anthony, sorry, I only get to see the people who are on camera. So I when you are not on camera, it's a bit difficult to mention your name. Anthony, you can also participate.
I found a word.
Okay, Arya, tell us.
Okay, if you put the P in front of the I and T, it becomes pit.
Very good. Well done. That's a good spot.
And then below the P, you put E and R, so it becomes per.
Very good. Now, before I play it, can people calculate the score for it? I want to see how good you're at calculating scores.
Okay. 12.
12 points. Let's see whether that's 12 points. Yes, well done. That's 12 points. Good. Any of the suggestions?
Bit, the B,
Yes.
bit.
Yes. Now that's what's been happening for the whole game. They just make one word and they stop at that. But here you
And
have the option. Yeah.
Then I don't know if that's a word, but under the B, then O and E, bow.
I don't think that's a word.
Okay, I'm really new. Or bop, is bop a word?
Yeah. That's a good suggestion. Okay. Benali raised the hand. Benali, you want to suggest something else? Thank you.
You could play hope as well.
How do you spell it?
HOPE.
So how are you going to connect it to IT?
You put the P in front of IT and then play HOPE.
That's very good. So hope. Yeah. See that? All right. So all of these things you can do. Now, one of the things I want to say with the letter squares, so we have 4 types of like premium squares, as you said. We have double letter, triple letter, double word, triple word, and then double word. Okay, with the letter premium squares, it's important that you try and get the high scoring letters on them, because it's only the letter that falls on it gets doubled or tripled. All right. So when Aiden, when you said her, it's only the E that was tripled. So the E's value is only 1 point. So when you triple the 1 point, you only get 3. Whereas if you tripled something like an H, you will get how many points? If you triple the H, how many points would you get?
12 points.
And if you triple the B, how many points would you get?
9 points.
Times tables. See, this is why you have to learn your times tables, because you can play better Scrabble. Good. All right. So can we find a word that will maybe get the B, the H, or the V, or the P on the triple letter square? And it doesn't need to be this one below. I think chances are it's going to be this one on top. I'll give you a clue. The word is going to end with a B. There are a couple of words that's going to end with a B.
Verb, the V is on the triple letter square.
Okay, and what's the word?
Verb, VERB.
Very good. Now see how many points that scores. 22.
Oh, that is a lot.
Yeah, it's because the V. Now let's get to the score for verb. Okay, so there are two words being played there. One is verb, and the other one is bit. Let's get to the score for verb. How many points does verb score?
Worm.
How many points does verb score? Verb. PERP. I want the others to be involved as well. Aiden, you haven't spoken much.
Verbs cost 22.
No, it's the total score that's 22. You need to tell me individually each word.
Yeah, individually, yeah. 12, 13, 14.
Is the answer 9?
17. Verbs cost 17.
Okay, Aiden, thanks for suggesting. The answer is not 9 because the V of verb is on what type of square?
Triple letter, triple letter.
Triple letter.
Letter.
7, 8,
So,
oh,
Arya,
verbs cost 12.
verbs goes. No, I'm afraid verb doesn't score 12. Try again.
Oh, sorry, wait. 12, 13, 14. 17. Verbs cost 17.
17 and bits goes
5.
5. That's 22. Okay, see the difference in score. All right, to things like you guys were playing before, things like hop 16. Yeah, it's 6 points more, is it? Because you got that high scoring consonant on that double word square. Triple letter square, sorry, big one, the dark blue square. All right. So that's something you need to try and do. So he played how for 17 points. The H is on the triple letter square. So that's 12, 13, and 4. That's 17. Let's see. Okay. I think there's an opportunity now to again play a nice hook. This time also is going to be a front hook. What letter can be placed in front of go?
A go.
I think there's another letter you can place in front of go.
Ego.
Israel. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So now, can you play a word? Birgit, come on, you haven't made a suggestion for a while.
Ego and horizontally ear.
Good.
Or bear.
And
no, I
bear.
can't.
Yeah, bear is good. Yeah, you have the B. Very good.
Yeah, bear.
Nice.
Or yeah, that's the same as pair. Okay, the same points.
All right. So that's a good suggestion. So you gain the points of both words, pair and ego, or bear and ego. All right. Very good.
What happens? Question: what happens if I play a word that doesn't exist?
All right. Now, the standard rule is that it depends on your opponent whether they want to what's called a challenge. Sounds very.
Yeah. Well, I know what a challenge is. Somebody says, "I don't think that's a word."
That's it. There you go. Okay. At the start, challenge, when you play with guys, they thought, "What are you gonna asking me for a fight?" But yeah, you just.
I'm a woman, so a challenge is okay. So like, I don't think it's a word. So what happens then if it's not a word? Don't I play?
Then you lose a turn. The person who played a word that is not in the dictionary will lose a turn. Okay.
Okay.
What happens most of the time is that just so that in tournaments, before this used to be the case, just to annoy the opponent, people will just say challenge every time. Oh, I challenge this, I challenge that. Okay. And it was really annoying. So to stop the abuse of this challenge, what they've introduced is what's called a 5-point challenge. That's what we play. Almost all the tournaments are played with 5-point challenge, is because if the person challenges a word that the opponent played, and it's in fact in the dictionary, the opponent gains 5 points extra for the word. Okay, so this is to abuse the challenge privilege.
That's
so
a
you
good
challenge
idea.
Yeah. All right. And what's more, if the opponent formed 2 words, like in this instance, okay, and before people used to do this, oh, I'm challenging everything. Okay. Okay, I'm going to challenge pair and ego. Guess what? If both of those are words, for each word, the opponent gets 5 points because both of those are words. All right. So that's also a situation that has happened. People will say, I'm challenging all the words you played. Okay. And then they'll get 5 points for each word. All right. And let's say they challenge all the words and one of them wasn't a word. What happens then? Even if one of the words is not a word, a valid word, you lose a turn because you can't play a false word. You could have made 5 words together, but then if one of the words is not in the dictionary, you still lose a turn. Okay. Let's just say, for example, like with the letters we have, let's say somebody played BEAR and ego, and I say challenge, and then the opponent asks me, so what word are you challenging? I say, okay, I'm going to challenge both words. One of them is good, one of them isn't in the dictionary. BEAR is in the dictionary, but the result will come back. It won't tell you, the result won't tell you which word is not in the dictionary. The result will just say it's an invalid play. You can't make this turn because there is a word that is not in the dictionary involved here. Okay.
So what about the points?
So the person who played the invalid move loses the turns, and it's now back to the person who challenged. Okay, because VAR is not a word. They don't get anything. No points here. The whole move has to be taken out of the board. Okay, and yeah, so
okay.
So generally speaking, the letter premium squares are good, the triple letter and the double letter, but the word premium squares most of the time score you more points. So like I told you with the triple letter square, the red one, where the K is on, the double letter square, you have more double. So is there a word you can think of?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, please, Birgit. Did you tell? I'm sorry, the line was unclear. What did you
Rape.
tell?
Rape.
Okay. Yep, that's right.
It's a plant. It's a plant as well.
All right. Yeah, you got rapeseed. Yeah, of course. Rapeseed oil. I think you can cook with it, right?
Vape.
Yep. Vape as well.
It's a yellow blossoming plant.
Nice. Don't they make like cooking oils with it? Rapeseed oil. Okay. So vape is also good. Yep. You're too young to be knowing these words. Who said vape? I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Okay. Because sounds like somebody's done something mischievous. Okay. I looked at the laugh. Okay. I'm just kidding. You guys are very good boys. I'm just joking. Yeah, so vape is good. So when you played vape, you can see how many more points you score. That's 22 because the score for vape is doubled. 18 for vape because there's 9 for vape times 2 is 18, and then you get the score for ego as well. All right. And you have also these unique situations where you can score more points if you are able to play words that go through more than one premium squares. And these are called combos. Okay. Premium square. Okay, the call's going to end. Let me tell you this quickly. Combos. Okay, these are brilliant. So you can play a word that connects the double word and the double letter. So something like, let me see, paver scores more points because the R is on the double letter and the P is on the double word. Okay. So
does vapor mean? Does vapor work?
Vapor is not a word, I think. No.
Like
VAP.
maybe someone who vapes.
It's still not a word. Vape was only recently introduced, like about a few years back.
Okay.
And then they made it a verb. Okay, you can make it a verb now, vaping. And I think the progression will be now to make vapor. So it will come soon. So, all right. So we've got a minute left. So thank you for joining. So today, all the beginners got a very, you had 2 sessions with me. That's very good. So join with me again on, thank you for joining. Thanks for being very interactive. I appreciate all of us who joined here. Arya, Aiden, Birgit, and Benali, of course, my usual student. And Anthony, you didn't say anything, but I appreciate you joining as well. Join me on Saturday morning at 7:30 Indian time, Sri Lankan time. But for Europe, it's 3 hours before. That'll be 4 in the morning for you. 3.5 hours, but be difficult. For Malaysians, it will be okay. 2.5 hours from me is 10 a.m. on Saturday and on Sundays as well. So thanks for joining.
So what's the GMT?
For you, it's GMT is